one of which was the Unchanging Sea.
Yeah.
Um, which
Inspired by a poem, based on a poem, basically.
which I think that probably helped.
Yeah. It gave it this kind of like fanciful, kind of like grand story sort of feel.
Yeah.
It's told over multiple generations of people.
Um, and it's shot outside in real locations, which helps a lot. Um, it's surprisingly kind of subtle for I think a movie from this time period. Um, there's a lot of repetition of the same shots of like showing different times though, so we're seeing like the same people return to the same places over and over again as they get
Yeah.
older and things like that. And it just has this very kind of like seaside, like wistful vibe. Which I was like, this is a nice change of pace.
But it's also got that signature Griffith dourness, I suppose.
Yes, yeah. It's
I
it's
mean,
not it's not a
there's
terribly cheery movie, even
it's
though it does have a happy ending.
yeah. It's the kind of focal event of it is a crew of sailors who go out to sea, wash up dead, and the dad ends up missing of the main character, and you find her grown up. She ends up marrying a sailor, and you're kind of afraid that the whole thing's gonna repeat itself.
Yeah.
But the dad has been alive the whole time with amnesia,
Amnesia.
or he's succumbed to sea amnesia.
Oh no, the worst kind.
And something jogs his memory, and he's able to go back home and reunite with his family many years later. And but yeah, it does have that very like wistful seaside vibe, which is nice. I like it.
And yeah, lots of very nice photography, I believe, courtesy of Billy Bitzer, of the sea and the surf, the tides, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and it shows the entire poem in the title cards or intertitles. It's not entirely made out of the poem, but it kind of goes back to the poem every once in a while. Puts like 4 or 5 lines of it on screen at a time, and so it uses that as the rough outline of the story. But then, it kind of keeps going on from there. Toward the end of the poem is about the corpses that are laid out on the shining sands in the morning gleam as the tide went down, and the women are weeping and wringing their hands for those who will never come home to the town. You know.
That's the vibe.
He loves crying people, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's full of them.